I've parked my car here beside this parking meter, which is in part powered by this big solar panel right here. Just one example of green energy infrastructure that we use instead of carbon-based fuels. And now the Canadian government, they offer millions of dollars in grants to green energy companies to develop and research and create technology like this. But a man who worked for a startup here in Vancouver says he's upset that many of these companies are relying on out-of-country hires while taking federal grant money, especially as the federal unemployment rate just went up in August.
We have plenty of super talented people who are right now out of the job due to these unethical practices that these green energy companies are involved in.
After his previous employer hired a COO from the UK, project management consultant Kier Junos says he became concerned when seeing other new team members that started coming on board.
This individual started hiring project managers offshore after the project managers left from the company, and that's pretty upsetting because these companies are the beneficiary of very generous government programs that are meant for the green energy company to create more jobs in our community.
That might be the ideal, but UBC economics professor Werner Atweiler says it's simply common practice for smaller green energy startups in Canada to look elsewhere for talent.
It is really the expertise that matters, and bringing in people who have years of training and qualification that really matter. That is just not easy to come by. Canada is a small market, especially for a new industry that doesn't really have established itself widely.
Atweiler says small and mid-sized companies make up the green energy sector in Canada, which has more open policies for hiring international talent, but the growth potential lies south of the border.
And some of the headquarters end up being in the United States. That still means job here in Canada, so these companies will still be active and putting up wind farms and solar farms and other kind of things. So we do have a disadvantage here in Canada. We're a smaller country than the United States.
Jerome suggests that, given the unemployment rate and plenty of new graduates from top Canadian universities here in BC, companies need to work harder to provide opportunities locally.
We're at 6.6% unemployment rate, and we have a lot of super talented, very smart people actually immigrating to Canada. We have students graduating from these universities. There's an abundance of talent.
In Vancouver, Kier Junos, City News.